Welcome back to the Chaos and Carry-Ons podcast with Stephanie,
Shelby,
Keke.
Chaos and carry-ons, let's go. Disney dreams in tow, you know. Every flight and every ride. Join the journey, come inside.
So today we have our very first guest that neither Shelby nor I have ever met. Like all of the people leading up to now, one of us has met. Like maybe, I think we've had one like where I had never met the person. It was, Shelby's cousin. We've had one where Shelby has never met the person. But today it's like a fun first.
Like a blind date.
it is. Yes, that's exactly right.
Shelby was nervous about this. She was more nervous than I was, which is very unusual.
I usually just have like an idea of the direction that it's going to go because I kind of know, if I don't know the person, I know of them. But I have, like she said, it's a blind date. I don't know what's in store for this episode.
Yeah, I kept telling her, I'm like, she has long hair, it's going to be fine.
She's like a long lost cousin.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm Keke. I am from Mississippi. I'm a registered nurse by trade, and I don't really know exactly what all to say. I am a mother of two. I've got an 11-year-old son and a 6-year-old little girl, and they keep me busy on my toes. Funny fun fact, I guess this would be, is that I originally wasn't planning on being a mother. It was not a desire of mine until I got married, and my husband was like, I want kids. And so I was like, okay, well, that might be fun. So I was like, okay, we'll have a kid. So we did. It was one and done. And whenever John Luke, that's his name, John Luke, whenever he got about 3, he went to a lady in my church and was like, I want a baby sister. And she said, you do? And he said, yeah. He said, but he knew that Mama did not want any more kids at all. And she knew that too. And so she said, well, John Luke, she said, you just have to pray. We'll pray about it. And, maybe your mama will have a change of heart and you'll have a baby sister. So fast forward 2 years later, we had a baby sister, and her name is Mary Margaret. So we are on the go all the time. We always say, we're going to slow down. We're going to stay at home. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But we are on the go 24/7. But I wouldn't have it any other way. And I guess that's really all I know to say.
That is so cute.
I love it.
That is so cute. When she said like John Luke and Mary Margaret, I was like, they sound like they could be from Alabama.
Yeah. We are a double name. I love double names. My husband, his name is Brandon, but his middle name is Steve. So I call him Brandon Steve. And people that we don't know, like if we meet them for the first time and they have seen or heard me talk or anybody, they think that's his name. So they call him, hey, Brandon Steve, is that right? And he's like, it's Brandon. She's just crazy.
That is funny. How has your summer been going so far? Have you had anything that was like fun or unexpected?
Well, it's been busy, been a very busy summer. As always, I listened to some of y'all's episodes, and my summer has not been as fun as y'all's, but we did have a little spur of the moment trip. We went to Biloxi, just spur of the moment. And we went on, what was this last holiday? Was it Labor Day? Memorial Day. It was Memorial Day. We went and spent the weekend there in Biloxi, and we had the best time. And it was, sometimes I think just the spur of the moment trips are the best because nothing's planned. You're just going on a whim. And so you don't know where you're going to eat. You don't know where you're going to stay. You just kind of go. So we made really good memories in those 3 days that we were there. So that was fun. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, Shelby likes a spur of the moment, but hers is like spur of the moment. She's on a cruise and you can't reach her for 3 days.
Shelby, I want to be your friend, Shelby.
Come on.
I want to go with you.
I'm accepting applications. Not really. That was so not true. My circle is very, very small. Anybody that truly knows me would be like rolling their eyes at me saying that.
But that's what we always like joke. That's what my husband earlier, Derek, he said, you're recording again? I said, you never know when Shelby's going to just go on a spur of the moment trip. So you have to record when you can.
This is true.
These are memories that you'll have forever, and your kids will always, they'll remember that.
Yes.
Just fun stuff.
Yep. So have you had anything unexpected happen this summer, like chaotic? I mean, I know that trip was kind of unexpected. You said it was spur of the moment, but have you had anything crazy happen?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I try to steer away from crazy. And
Don't we all?
we, we try to keep it calm, cool, and collected over here as much as we can. So thankfully, knock on wood, I don't want anything crazy to happen, but it's been pretty calm so far.
Well, that's good. Calm is good.
Yes.
Coming from the ex-cancer patient, calm is great.
Yes. Stephanie was telling me that you are in remission, and that is awesome. So
Yes.
thankful.
Yes, me too.
Our girls are like always joking that like every trip or whatever we go on, we are like, oh, we're celebrating Shelby's remission, but we've been celebrating it for like a year now.
Yeah.
It's like everything just is getting like we're doing all these things just claiming that that's what it's for, and now it's just
Well,
snowballed.
it started out, that's how we could get our husbands to agree to these crazy vacations we wanted to do. It was like, but it's going to be my celebration trip. Like, it's the end of chemo. Let's do it. It's the end of radiation. Let's go. And now even the girls are catching on. They're like, wait a minute. We've done this like 6 times now.
That's awesome. Keep doing it.
I know, right? So if your summer had a motto or a theme, what would it be?
I have thought so hard, like you want something cool. I want something that's going to be, oh, yeah, that's cool. The only thing that I can come up with is sunshine and raindrops, because I don't know where y'all are at, if it has rained as much as it has here in Mississippi. But
Yes.
when I say it's either sunshine, it is blazing hot outside, or it is pouring down rain. I've never seen so much rain in all my life. So sunshine and raindrops is the best I can come up with, girls. But that explains it to a T.
I think that's really good.
I had to pull over on the side of the road the other day. I was driving. I can't drive in the rain, and it was pouring down so hard, like I couldn't even see. And I told them, I even said on there, I was like, look, I ain't trying to die in no rainstorm. This ain't it. So I had to pull over and wait for the rain to leave. But it was a lot.
Yeah, we were trying to go to church 2 or 3 Sundays ago. It was raining so bad. Like when we left the house, the sun was out. Probably 5 minutes into the drive, I was sure there was a tornado, and all the lights were out, like at the intersection. And by like we have mountains in North Alabama. I don't know if you do in Mississippi, but we were going over the mountain, and when we were coming down, it was like it looked like a mudslide. Like the water was like brown, and everybody started slamming on their brakes. And I was telling Derek, I'm like, this is it. This is where we die. Like on the way to church. In this tornado, I was sure it was a tornado. There was like trees started falling down. It was so scary. And I was saying the same thing. I'm like, when did this start happening? Like all the time.
I'm with you, girl. Do y'all have a lot of tornadoes where y'all are from?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we do too. They seem to be more common in the last year, but we have had a lot of tornadoes here in our area. I don't like it.
I don't either.
No. So what's an unexpected travel mishap that has turned into a funny memory? Now, we have asked this to every guest. I should have said that first. We've asked this to every summer of Chit Chat guest, and we've gotten some really funny ones. The last one that we had was almost kind of scary, wouldn't you say, Shelby?
It was so scary. My anxiety was so through the roof listening to her tell this story that I started sweating and had to turn on the ceiling fan in here. I'm serious. Like, it was secondhand scared. So the one before that was hilarious. And I wish we would have asked this to everybody, but then we started like, I don't know, the last 3, I think we've asked this question. And I love it because everybody's responses are just so different.
Okay, so this happened. Me and my husband were younger. We were in our early 20s, and we were going to go on a cruise with my mom and dad and my best friend, who was going through some things in her life at the time. And so she really needed to go. And so I was like, you know what, we're going on a cruise. Why don't you go? Not only is she my best friend, we also work together. So I was like, come on, we'll ask off and we'll go on a cruise together. So we went on a 7-day cruise, and the port was 5 hours from where we live. So my mother, unlike me, is very to the T, very organized. She has everything down, exactly what we need, making sure everybody has what they need. I am spur of the moment. You never know what's going to happen over here in this area, in this corner. But she was like, Kanisha, have you got this? Have you got that? I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, mother, I've got it. So we cut out, and this is one thing about her. We're going to be at the port like 3 hours, if not more, before we depart. So we're going to be there in time. We're going up there and we're going to eat lunch, and we're going to watch the people coming on. So anyways, we cut out, we're 5 hours down. Well, we get to the port, we're going in, we're in line, and that like going through the customs, and they're like, you got to get all your paperwork and stuff out. Well, I had the birth certificate and the driver's license. So we're getting through there, and I'm going through my stuff, and I realize that I do not have my driver's license. And I don't want to cause a scene because, like I say, I'm trying to stay calm because I knew that if I told my mother that it was going to be chaotic. So I was like, just think fast, Kanisha, what can you do? What can you do? So I had a Sam's card, and it had my picture on it with my name. And I was like, maybe I'll just show it to him and, it'll be fine. So I wasn't saying anything I didn't even tell my husband. And so we're going through there, and I give him my birth certificate, and then I hand him that Sam's card. And
I'm sorry, this is so funny.
So the woman looked at me like, like she's looking down and she cuts her eyes up at me. And I'm looking at her just smiling, like, everything's normal. And she said, ma'am, I need your driver's license. And I was like, oh, I don't have my driver's license. And she said, you've got to have your driver's license to get on the boat. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I don't have them. I was like, this has got my picture on it and my name. And she said, you do not have your driver's license with you. By this time, my friend is hearing the conversation, and she is looking at me like eyes huge. And my mother has gone on ahead. She hasn't heard anything. Well, then she realizes that we're not coming behind her. So she turned around and she was like, what's wrong? I was like, I don't have my driver's license. And she said, what? I said, I don't have my driver's license. And so the lady, everybody else had their stuff, and she's like, come with me. So we go with her. And I don't know if y'all have ever been on this side. I know that y'all go on cruises. I've listened to your podcast, so I know that y'all been on cruises. I don't know if you've ever been on the other side of the cruise where they take you to the mean people. They took us to this area, and I'm telling you, like, people were in uniform. They had their little belts that had the little holsters with a gun on the side, their badges, like it was serious. Like I was a criminal. And we had been in there. Of course, I have all my people because my mama's like, she's not going anywhere that I'm not going. So we all go in there, and they're like, telling them what's going on. They were like, she don't have her driver's license. What do we need to do? So they set me down, and after going, they asked me all these questions, almost like I'm like, what are your intentions? Like, what are you planning on doing? And I was like, I'm just trying to go on the cruise. I just want to get on the boat. And she looked at me. She said, well, is there a way that you can get your driver's license? And I said, we live 5 hours away. And she said, can somebody take a picture of your driver's license? And so I was like, yes. My brother did not go, and he has a key to my house. So I called my brother, and I was like, Levi, can you go to my house? We had been to a church conference the week before. So what I had done is took my license and put it in a clutch. So I knew exactly where it was. And so I told him where it was. He left work, went to my house, got my driver's license. They had all this curriculum of what it had to be like. It had to be on a flat surface. It had to have like an inch border around it. It had to be able to be seen. So he goes, takes the picture, sends it to us. It's not clear enough. And I was like, oh no. And so the lady looks at me, and she's like, Miss Parker, she was like, worst case scenario, you will not be cruising today. And I was like, you're exactly right. That is the worst case scenario. And my mom and all of them are like, they're done with me. Like, they're mad. They're like, we're not going to be able to get on this cruise. So I said, what if he emails it? Will that work? And she's like, we can try it. So he emails it to me. Long story short, we were able to get on. She gave me 2 copies, and she printed them off for me. She gave me 2 copies, and she was like, you need to keep these because if you lose them, you will not be able to come back to the States. And so I took one, and my mama took those. She's like, give me that paper. She took my paper. And so we did get to go on the cruise, and we had the best time. But now we laugh about it because, like, when I say that they put me, it was a Carnival cruise. And when they put me in Carnival jail, they put me in Carnival jail. Like, I was scared. That's the best I got.
Oh my Lord.
It's like she might have just moved up to favorite guest.
I know. Well,
It is. It was so odd too because we're a family affair. Like if we go somewhere, the whole family goes. So the fact that my brother and his wife wasn't with us is something that doesn't happen. We're always together.
mhm.
So it just worked out.
That is
Oh.
crazy. So I just have so many questions. I mean, just something basic like you don't have your driver's license and then they send you over to these people.
Oh yes. On the it's like on the other side. So like everybody's happy whenever you're getting on the
Yeah.
but this side is dark. It's dark over there. I don't want to go back.
That is
So the
so.
Sam's card didn't work, but the picture of the driver's license did.
Yes, so she was like, it has to be a federal issued,
That is
you know,
so funny. Note to self: Costco card stays at home.
yes, bring them drivers. And we've been on several cruises since then. And my mama, like the night before, she's going through this has been like, I'm 36 now, and I was in my early 20s. And to this day, we just took our kids for the first time on a cruise Thanksgiving week. And she come over here and she was making sure that I even had their stuff right. So you never let it down, I guess.
Can you imagine what this lady went home and said whenever she's like, the lady hands me a Sam's Club card?
I was so confident too. I was just like, I knew.
So, what is your favorite place that you've ever traveled to?
I would say my favorite place would probably be the Grand Cayman Islands.
Mhm.
I have never seen water so clear. It's like it wasn't muggy. It was easy to breathe. It was beautiful, and just the scenery itself and the beaches. That's the prettiest place, and that's my favorite. I could go back and spend like I don't even know if they have. I'm sure they have a resort that you could go and spend a whole week, but I would love to just stay there for a lot longer than a day.
It is
It was
beautiful.
beautiful.
I love Cayman Islands.
Is it always like? Have y'all been there multiple times? Like I say, I've only been there one
I've
time.
only been on one cruise that stopped there.
Was it like I'm like just so like the air is so crisp and so it's just clean. I don't know. Maybe it was just I don't know what it was about it, but I loved
The
it.
cruise that we stopped there, we had been at Jamaica, and from Jamaica to there, it's such a drastic change because Jamaica is super, I don't know, outside of the cruise port, it's just like really, there's a lot of poverty there, which I know there's a lot of poverty in a lot of these countries and they thrive on tourism. But I didn't feel that way in Grand Cayman. Grand Cayman to me felt more bougie.
Yeah, like I felt like I was in the States,
Yes,
I guess.
yes. And now a lot of the U.S. and British Virgin Islands are the same, and I don't know exactly where that falls like in comparison the area, but I felt that way in Grand Cayman. But like the Bahamas, Mexico, Jamaica, those are all three along the same lines where they're kind of scary if you get out of the touristy zone. But I wasn't ever scared in Grand Cayman, so.
Yeah, me either. I loved it. I want to go back.
So, what's something you've always wanted to try but you haven't? And it doesn't have to be travel related. It can be start skipping rope. I don't know. Watch a show that you've never watched. I say that because
why is that what came to your mind?
because remember just the other day, remember Derek's sister was asking Derek if he could skip and she had him skipping. Then remember he couldn't walk like on his foot for like days following.
Is that why he fractured his foot?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I didn't remember that part of the story.
Yes.
This is going to be, and when I say this, y'all may not even know what I'm talking about when I say this, but have y'all ever heard Pig Latin?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I want to speak Pig Latin fluently. And funny thing, this is what made me think of it whenever I read your questions that you were sending. Me and my friend was just talking about this the other day. She asked me, she's like, can you speak Pig Latin? And I was like, no. I was like, but I want to. And sometimes I just say stuff and act like I'm doing it, but I'm not. And people look at me like, what are you doing? But I would love to speak Pig Latin fluently and just for like people to think that I'm not from here, that I'm really something serious.
That's great.
That is hilarious.
I don't.
Maybe if I get to come back on your podcast, I will have mastered this.
That needs to be your goal for the rest of 2025, and then come back in 2026, and you can speak the entire podcast episode in Pig Latin.
Okay, I'll try my best.
My brother used to do it when he was younger. I don't know if he still could, but it was like so hard for me to keep up with. I don't even know what the purpose of it is, or I don't know. My mother-in-law knows like the process of it, but I don't know if she can actually speak it. But
It's hilarious that Austin used to speak Pig Latin, and why is that not surprising?
I don't know.
Well, I'm actually surprised that y'all know. Like I thought it was just something that like this local area, like that we talked about. You know that I didn't even know that it was like known outside. So I'm impressed that even y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I like it. I need to talk to Austin. Maybe he could give me some
I'm
lessons.
sure he could. So I just Googled it because I thought maybe it was a Southern thing. But it just says English words are altered by moving the initial consonant to the end of the word and add a.
So like no would be oh nay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't even wrap my brain around this, but
That's what I was thinking.
you go master it. You go master it and then come back and you can give us lessons.
Okay.
I'm going to have to ask my brother if he can still do it. Okay, so what is your bucket list travel vacation? This is the last question that we have before we go into rapid fire questions. And we've asked everybody so far this, and everybody's had a different answer. I don't think anybody's answered the same thing. So what is your bucket list destination?
I want to go to Hawaii and I want to go see Pearl Harbor. That is something that I've always wanted to do. My husband, he likes history. I like history. And the people that I have talked to that has actually got to go, they say that it is so like such a sober place. You know, like it's just very quiet and sacred and, you know, just so much happened there. And I would love to see it. I've never been to any part of Hawaii, but a coworker of mine got married in Hawaii and they got married on the beach, but then they went up to the mountains for the honeymoon. And the pictures that they have was like the wedding was sunny, beautiful, but then the honeymoon, like there was snow, like they were wearing, it was cold. And I just think that that is so neat. And I would love to experience that at least one time in my life.
I wonder where they were, because when we were in Hawaii, it was like beautiful tropical weather. I can't imagine it being snowy. They must have been on one of those other islands.
Yeah, I think it's the Big Island.
Okay.
I think. But yeah, when we did an episode actually where we talked about how we went to Pearl Harbor and we spent so much time there. Even the kids liked it.
Did you, so you did, you loved it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
You 10 out of 10 recommend?
have you ever been to New York?
No.
Okay. So I was going to compare. So we've done New York a couple times and went to the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. And the feeling there is very, very similar. Now, when we went, we had a lot of kids with us. So we did not do the memorial, the Pearl Harbor Memorial, but we went on the ship, the battleship, the ship, we did the airplane tour and the submarine. So it was a somber feeling, but it wasn't as much as I would imagine where the memorial is, because you have to ride a boat out there. And I don't think all the kids were even old enough to do it at that point. I think that's why we didn't do it. But it does have that feeling. But I would compare that to the 9/11 museum, because it was such a heavy, it felt like you were at a funeral, honestly. And that's similar to how Pearl Harbor was, but it was really cool. Now, I know the kids didn't grasp what exactly was going on and what it was, but they still loved touring the boats and seeing where the guys slept and ate. And I mean, they really enjoyed that. So I feel like it would probably be one and done for us because we spent so much time there, but I feel like everybody should see it once.
Yes. Maybe one day I'll get to go and see what it's like. Would you, if somebody was asking like, which one would you prefer? Would you prefer to go to Pearl Harbor or to New York to see the 9/11? Which one did you enjoy
I
the
enjoyed
most?
9/11 more because I was alive for that and I remember it.
Mhm.
I'm not super big on history, but that one to me was something that I did enjoy. And I feel like that's why, because I have very vivid memories of that happening and what the world looked like before and right after. So I think that's why. Now, if I had lived through and remembered Pearl Harbor, it might be the same for that. I don't know. It would be hard for me to pick, but my personal opinion would be 9/11. But that's only, I mean, that's why. I think everybody should do both. But anytime anybody tells me they're going to New York, I tell them, like, that is a must do.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. So, Steph, do you want to do rapid fire for her?
These are just some like this or that. Like you don't have to go into a lot of detail. It's kind of like some light questions before we
hmm
wrap it up.
Okay.
So, spontaneous trip or a well-planned itinerary?
Spontaneous.
She didn't
Traveling
even have to
light,
think about that.
traveling light or packing everything?
Light.
Camping in the wild or glamping?
Camping in the wild.
City exploring or nature escape?
Nature escape.
Unpack as soon as you get to the hotel or live out of the suitcase for the week?
Live out of the suitcase. And let me say, right here, let me iterate this. I listened to your podcast and I was thinking about this. This is the reason why I've always been one that unpacks and puts things up, like, hangs things up, puts things in drawers. And just know that years ago, my parents, they went on like a trip back to back. Like they'd come back, they washed, and then they left again. And within like 2 weeks' time, when they come back, they were home probably maybe 2 weeks or so. They started getting like these bites
Oh no.
on them. And they was like, what in the world is going on? Bed bugs. And it was so bad, like they had to get an exterminator to come in here, like they steamed the walls and everything. And that was one of the things they asked, like, have you traveled? And they was like, yes, we've traveled. And they had been to 2 different places. And they was like, that's what it's called, like another nickname is the traveling bugs. And so they was like, they just get on everything. It just takes one. And
Yeah.
so I was younger when that happened, and I remember that so vividly. I'm like, oh no, girl, we keeping these in the suitcase and zip it up. Matter of fact, just zip up the suitcase and then unzip it when you need it. So, anyways, live out of that suitcase.
Oh my Lord. New fear
I know.
unlocked.
I know. I do know somebody else that had bed bugs before, and they have told me the same thing, to leave your suitcase outside for like 2 weeks or however long it is.
Well, if they brought their clothes in to wash and repack, then it could have been from the first trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know that well, I know they never did figure out, exactly where it was, but um, it's a source of
Now I'm
infection. And my
itching.
mama still like, after I told you how she is, like she's very OCD, she's very neat, clean. You can go in her house any time of the day, year, whatever, spick and span. And so this sent her over the edge.
Okay, so a fast-paced trip or a slow-paced trip?
Slow paced.
Ocean or lake?
Ocean.
Sandals or sneakers?
Sandals.
Okay, and this is the last question. Always have a perfect hair day or always have the perfect outfit?
Now I'm big on the hair. I'm gonna say the hair day. We need a good hair day, or at least a hat.
I know. I couldn't figure out what to pick either, because I was thinking it takes me so long to decide what I'm going to wear sometimes. That would be nice.
You know what my choice is? I go in and the first thing that doesn't need ironed, that's it. That's what I'm wearing.
Yes, I'm with you.
I rewear a lot of my clothes. I have a closet full of clothes that I rewear like the same 12 things. I don't know why I have so many clothes.
I'm the same way. And if a dress has a pocket in it, I'm gonna wear it. I don't care if I wear it 2 days in a row.
Yep.
I love a pocket.
Yep.
And I don't even think that I put anything in there but my hands. But I still like them.
It's just knowing that you have the option if you need it.
Yes.
Well, this has been so much fun, especially like she said, it was like a blind date and it turned out to be great.
Yes. I thank y'all so much for inviting me, and I enjoyed
I
it.
know. I feel like I have a new friend now.
So Keke also has her own podcast. So tell people how that they can find it and what platform it's on.
Well, it's me and my best friend. It's ours together. And we're kind of like you and Shelby. We just get together. We release episodes every other weekend, and it's called Sister Sista. And her name, my best friend's name is Brooke, and she is sister, and I am sister. And we just get on there and we talk about different topics. We try to keep it light. We have some, we talk about the Lord on there and, just kind of inspirational, share stuff from the Bible. But most of it is just lighthearted and fun, and we enjoy doing it. And me and Brooke could talk. We could talk. Both of us could talk to a tree, so we don't have any problem there. But that's one thing that really intrigued me about Stephanie and Shelby is that y'all remind me of me and Brooke, the way that y'all interact with each other and talk, and the friendship that you have. That's exactly what me and Brooke have. So it's on Apple and Spotify as well. Sister Sista.
That's so fun.
So you two, y'all throw each other under the bus all the time too, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's not even a true friendship if you can't do that.
No, right?
It's really true. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So thank you again for coming on our podcast. We hope that you enjoyed it and had fun. With that said, may your flights be on time and your luggage never lost. But if it's not, that's where the fun begins. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
Pack your dreams, grab your bag. Adventures call, let's zig and zag. From castles tall to ocean waves, magic made for wanderers brave. Theme parks light up the night, starry-eyed in sheer delight. Board the ships that sail and see, endless tales and fantasy. Chaos and carry-ons, let's go. Disney dreams in tow, you know. Every flight and every ride, join the journey, come inside. From Mickey ears to Dole Whip tree, pixie dust beneath our feet. Through the lands and sea we roam, feel the wonder, feel at home. From rope drop to the fireworks show, lose yourself in the joyful glow. Cruising waters, feeling free, every twist's a memory. Chaos and carry-ons, let's go. Disney dreams in tow, you know. Every flight and every ride, join the journey, come inside.